Another Saturday of live football, and I don't get my way. Liverpool go and win that game at 12:30. Got some hope with Man City potentially dropping, but Adama Traore said, "Not today, my son." And then now you get Arsenal winning 3-1 after getting hope from Southampton. This is not my day. We might have to change hate along to something else. Maybe shameful along. Let me know in the comments what kind of alongs should be renamed to, because hate along clearly is putting some bad energy into the world. Might be a lot of Arsenal fans watching this, and you might be watch alongs for you, but you got to understand, of course, I am a rival fan. Um, but do smash the like, do subscribe, at least consider. You lot just won 3-1 at the Emirates, and what I would say was a maybe for an hour of the game, or at least half the game, a frustrating afternoon. I was annoyed during the watch along. I'm not going to cap. I was very annoyed. You know, you get that little sense of hope, and yeah, I got carried away once again. And this is why you don't get carried away when teams like Southampton decide they want to score a little bit too early. But let's not dive into the second half. Let's not call Arsenal magnanimous mentality monsters to get them over the line against a team that even Man United smashed 3-0. You know, first half, if I'm right, Arsenal might, or maybe even during the second half, we recorded about 14 shots with one on target. You know, I know you've been quite good on set pieces, but today you can't be called set piece FC because all your goals were from open play. And it's that man who carried you over the line. And as he's been scrutinized for, which I don't think's been right, is BUKAYO SAKA. Now that is the man. This is why I don't get onto him. The guy doesn't stop. Goals, assists. He's already hit the double figure part, I believe. You know, I think he's reached 10 now overall for the season. It's game what? Game week 7 in the Premier League. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. You know, Martinelli come off the bench, I believe, again for Sterling, who had an awful game. Let's be real. Looking like it looks a little bit wasteful at this moment of time. And he's even hit some form. Arsenal, some of these Arsenal players are starting to hit that little bit of form, even when they're not playing the greatest, they're still managing. Kai Havertz with a lovely finish for the second goal as well. Not gonna lie, that's the one where I looked at it thinking, can I have more than 2 minutes? That's what she said, but that's not the case. He decided he wanted to go and bury one, and guess who provided the assist? Bukayo Saka. See, usually we're in a place where we pretty much praise Arsenal's defense for a great display of why they're the best defense in Europe. At this moment of time, they're not. Actually, it's Liverpool's. They've only conceded how much they conceded against, 2 goals in the Prem, something like that. I think it's only 1 goal in the Champions League. You got to big that up. You got to understand Van Dijk and Kanai are also monsters defensively, anyways. It wasn't a great display at the Emirates today. And I think fans could admit that it wasn't the best, but what matters is the 3 points that got over the line, the 3 points that pressures the Man Cities, and also the ones who don't want to be labelled in the title race, Liverpool. You know, Chelsea were licking their lips at that point. I was also in favour, where I had 2, maybe 3 potential games where it's like, I'm not going to be the only one in the mud tomorrow. Yeah. Because I know my club's losing against Villa. Yeah. But Arsenal got over the line. And you know what? There's not actually much to really say. I'm going to be real. I just made a video and I just had the whole recording of the audio go left. So I'm making another one. I was hot. My head was hot. The first half, I was thinking, oh, they made it to half time, Southampton. I've got told by a gal that this is going to be 7-0. I said 3-0. Dap said 5-0. Actually, I think I might have been changed my opinion to 4-0. But Southampton provided a good game, at least for what mattered, for a good 70 minutes until they lost the lead. But this is where I don't get about lower league managers. Taking nothing away from Mikel Pulis, right? Like with the game and the management and, you know, bringing on the right substitutions. Is these lower league managers think they can go to places like the Emirates or Anfield or the Etihad and think they can play football? Don't get me wrong, it paid off. They went 1-0 up. And they thought they can go and score again, like Gabriel and Saliba and the rest of the defense, or Arsenal as a whole, or as a team, concedes more than 2 per game as it is against this side. Have you lost your damn marbles? Are you off your skull? Because that's not happening. I'm sorry, it's just not. Maybe later when you're chasing, you know, a relegation battle so you can survive, maybe that's where you might come alive a little bit more. But to not go pragmatic after being 1-0 up is an absolute farce. That's ignorant. This ain't flipping. I don't know, Craven Cottage. This ain't Old Trafford, mate. You're not getting another one. So you deserve to lose in the end. And as much as it was frustrating me, I was smashing the table and whatnot. It wasn't to be. I had Dap sitting here as well, and he's a City fan. If people don't know, right? And I said this before the audio got lost. He said that Arsenal will get criticised about their football and the way they've been recently playing, and it will get knocked on by rivals. It will get criticised by rivals, and rightfully so into some sense. By the end of the day, even he said, if this is the football that gets them over the line to win the league, then fair enough. Conceding minimal goals, scoring a fair few goals at a time. If that goes and gets you over the line, no one's going to complain, and nobody will look back and say, "Oh, you played a certain way." Who cares if you're winning, right? It's the 3 points. Fans were under the sun, obviously at the Emirates and whatnot, and they got what they paid for, 3 points. And now they're going to go home happy and enjoy their weekends and do whatever they need to do. Especially BUKAYO Saka as well, because he deserved that match ball without a shadow of a doubt. Man of the match performance. I wouldn't even say the midfield of Arsenal were anything sublime today because they wasn't. The defense as well, solid enough job. Southampton tried, but look, Partey done a job at right back. Calafiori was having a tough time against Dibbling at some cases, but still managed well. And then they thought they could bring on a 6'7" giant like Saliba, and Gabriel was not going to outjump him anyways. Useless, dealt with. I also got a little bit of glimmer of hope right towards the end of the game. In the second half, Dibbling hit the post, corner comes in, they smashed the bar to maybe make it 2-2. Didn't happen. Same thing with even a Man City game. I was looking at it 3-2, but 2 minutes left. There's no hope after that. You might as well switch off the game. Might as well just turn it off. But Arsenal got their job done, and I think that should be the title. Arsenal got the job done. That's it. No more. Saka man of the match. Don't need to glorify it. Don't need to glizzy glaze it. It was just a standard performance, and the football, you live to see another day, basically, when it comes to the title race. Because, trust me, there were fans just underneath that were waiting to get their 3 points to come and crash it. And rightfully, as a rival, should be looking at it that way. But here we are, man. I don't know who you lot thought was outstanding. I thought Martinez's come in some good form in the last few games. Heavily criticised by myself and others. But he's coming into the form that, he's where he looked like Martinelli a couple seasons ago. He's hitting some confidence. Erdegaard's yet to return as well. You don't have an actual fit enough right back yet. But after the break, let's see what happens. Arsenal usually do quite well after the break, but do smash the likes. Also, subscribe, at least consider as well. It's a short video because there's nothing to really go off of, like where I can say, oh, this player or that player, that they were doing absolutely magnificent things. But maybe you might have a different choice. Maybe you watched a different player extensively. But in a bit, anyways, good luck.